Today we take a look at some new coaches arriving on the railway, and we take something from real life and put it down on 00 gauge track. So join me as we take a little adventure down to Purbeck Junction. Hello and welcome back to Purbeck Junction. You join me in the slightly echoey, not so glamorous opening area. Try that, there we go. Where we have some new arrivals here at the railway today. Some of them I've already unboxed, which you can see here. 2 more that just arrived yesterday, just there. Now to start things off, obviously we did get this, which is a older Hornby. I think it's a 2008 model, 121 bubble car, number, I'm not sure if you can see it there, it is Whiskey 55028 in the British Rail late logo with the head code 2 Alpha 80 with Southall on one end and Depot on the other. I was particularly happy with this. I picked this up from Model Rail Solutions in Alder Hills, Bournemouth, and the real life basis will appear on screen here somewhere, is the one at the Swanage Railway. So I've actually ridden on the real life version of this, and you see a clip of it running about on the layout, well, the revised layout at the moment. Purbeck Junction's in its sort of miniature form, so not doing too much running at the moment. I'm not going to take this apart in this video and show you the insides, maybe at a later date, but it seems to have a revised version or the more updated version of the Ringfield motor, or a 3 or 5 pole. I can't really see because I haven't really taken this apart yet. Now this, I got it, it's quite a bargain at Model Rail Solutions. It was second hand, unboxed, but tested. It was £49.95. Basically 50 quid, but for a 121 rail car in this condition, and to be one that I've actually ridden on and worked on in real life, it's actually quite nice to have. So we'll see that running a bit later on the revised layout. Moving on to the main focus now, the Hornby Genesis coaches. Now we're going to make these a bit more front and centre now. I now currently have 5 of these, thanks to the Sailor Rails of Sheffield. I picked these up for about, I think they're about £21 each, which is a really good deal considering they go for about £36 to £40 on Hornby's official site. The first one that caught my eye was this. It's a 6-wheeled, I call them Genesis coaches because that's what Hans called these, but Hornby just call them the generic coaches. I've got mine in the London and South Western livery. Unfortunately, I was only able to get the 3rd class and the brakes, because as I went to get these, the 1st class went basically sold out. But these are very nice little models. You can see the cab ends there, well, the guard end. There's detail in there, not sure if you can see it, but you can see the handbrake wheel and the separately fitted handrails, well, rails just here, going all the way along. The glazing is lovely. As prototypical for these, they are not sprung buffers, but they do have the NEM couplings, so if you want to change these out for KDs or magnetic ones, you can. You've got pretty good movement in them with the 6-wheel coaches. Much like the milk vans that I've got, I'll pop them on screen a bit later on. The centre axle does move slightly just to help you get around tighter corners. And the number, for those of you interested, let's see if I can find the number on this. There it is. It'll focus. It's number 648. It's a 3rd class brake. Then moving on, we go on to the 4-wheeler 3rd class. These are all in London and South Western salmon and brown. And I went for this one because don't get me wrong, BR maroon is nice, but it's just nice to have a pre-grouping set of coaches. The closest I had to these before are the old Hornby Railroad Colestry coaches. Now, they don't really... The models are so old, they don't go around points very well. They don't do points very well. I've converted all of them to have metal wheels instead of the usual plastic ones. These ones all have metal wheels, so I'm quite happy with that. This one is M302. I do have a second one of 302 just to make it a 5-car, but I will renumber that at a later date. Again, I think these are the oil burning lamps. If I'm wrong, correct me. I did originally want to go with the Hatton's Genesis coaches, but I was unfortunately not able to, as I would have got them in the, I think I was going to go for Maunsell Green or the Great Western Chocolate and Cream, because I do quite like that livery. Now this coach is 308. Again, it's a 3rd class coach, but these are very nice. And they look very nice when run with the correct locomotive. I currently have 2 locomotives in LSWR colours, one of them being a Terrier tank and the other being a T9 number 120. Now we're going to see what one of these comes like straight out of the box. This one is a 4-wheel full brake. See the number on the end there. It's an LSWR 4-wheel brake luggage coach number 82. The R number is R40295, 00 scale railways. On the back you just have your basic thing. Packaging from Hornby as always is quite nice. This is part of the Hornby Railways range, so you get that bit of extra premium. Let's see if I can get into the box. First time doing an unboxing on the channel. Like Sam's Trains video, but without as much quality. So fresh out the package, you get the blister pack, and you get this instructions sheet, which shows you about interior lights. I don't have the ones that have the lighting, so that's pretty mute. Tells you how to put the footrails on. If I just grab my 6-wheel coach, you can see them there. They don't come pre-fitted, you have to fit them yourself, but I think it's a better idea doing it that way, as it saves you getting damaged in transit. And then it shows you how to take the body off if you do want to replace the batteries, if you do have the lit versions. But if anyone does have the lit versions, let me know what they're like. I'm sure they're nice. And here you can see the foot railings, just simple little things. And then we have the coach itself. It does come nicely wrapped in its packaging. It's nice and safe. Good old blister packs. Always a nightmare to open the first time. Take the plastic off and then we can have a good look at it. Now, it's a lot nicer, this one. I do like that it's all panelled for the luggage compartment. So typically on these trains, if memory serves correctly, you'd have one of these at the London end of the train or the mainline terminus end of the train, wherever it's run, if it's on a branch line or something. And then you'd have the brake at the other end of the train. And obviously if the engine needs to run round, you can have one on each end, so the guard can be at the end always be at the end of the train. But yeah, this does look rather nice. Camera focus again. You gonna focus? Doesn't want to focus. Try that. There we go. You can see LSWR guard comp luggage comp number 82. But it is very nice. The underframe detail is quite nice as well. See, these come with brake pipes pre-installed, and you can see the lamp irons on this side and the steps and the lamp irons on this end as well. Just pop it on a bit of track there. They're pretty free rolling, so just give it a little push. It rolls quite nicely there. What we'll do now, we'll put the foot rails on, and then we'll get her down onto the track and see how well she runs. I'm probably going to put these behind the Terrier, because it's the one of the engines I've currently got out at the moment. I've mainly got tank engines out, but we'll go into a bit more of my engine choices at the moment on a later video. This one today I want to focus on the coaches and the rail car, so we'll get some shots of those running. I do have a shot of my Terrier pulling the first 3 over the bridge that I got from Didcot Model Railway Centre. That is now finished, but the glue on a piece of track has come loose. Well, it's come unstuck, so I'll have to keep that off for the time being, and you'll see it in a future video, probably the next one if you're lucky, if I manage to get it fixed in time. But yeah, putting those handrails on these really does add that extra layer, and I think it looks quite nice. Obviously you've already seen what that one looks like because we have one here, so I won't bore you with me taking that out of the box, but I will get a nice shot of them all in a consist for you. And there we have it, folks, a nice 5-car set of LSWR pre-grouping coaches, well, Genesis coaches. I'm just going to keep calling them that because for a lot of railways these were Genesis, these style of coaches. They basically made travel open for the public. They were the first form of coaches that were accessible with covers and not having to basically sit out and freeze to death. Going from the back, we have the guard composite 6-wheeler coach, 3 of the 4-wheeler coaches, and then the luggage van at the other end. And you can see the 121 just behind on the spare track. But let's go and get these down onto the railway and see them in action. And now we're just going to have a bit of a running session with the 121 and the Terrier. I hope you enjoy. And I know running trains on the carpet and all that, but sometimes you just have to do what you can to run your trains, and as long as you keep the engines and the rolling stock in good condition, make sure the floor's clean before you do so, you can still have a nice time. And again, we will have to start somewhere. that just about does it for all the time we have today here at Purbeck Junction. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If there's anything in the collection that you want to see in the next video, or if you have any questions, feel free to pop them down in the comments. But until then, so see you next time.